Okay, this is a Bebop guide by the rank 1 NA Bebop player. I play exclusively gun Bebop because I think it's fun, and this whole video is just tips and tricks. When playing under your tower and getting shoved in, you want to try to get sneaky hooks like this. Notice how when I hook him, he lands behind me. There's actually a way you can hook somebody to get them in front of you, which means you can knock them further behind your tower so you can take more damage. If I place them here, right, you notice how they are out of position. I have a clear line of sight to hook them, and there's nothing they can do about it. We learned this in school. The more damage they take, the faster they die. We also learned in school A squared, B squared, C squared. That triangle you just saw me make, you make them take as much damage as possible by causing them to land directly behind you, so you can knock them up into your tower, and then your tower knocks them up again. It's much easier to uppercut somebody from behind you than in front of you when they land like towards their lane. Then you can just beat them up. Alright, this next section is about farming in lane with Bebop. Notice how when I'm shooting this, my gun takes a second to like load the ammo. If you aim down sights, that loading time disappears, right? Watch me kill this minion here in a second. I'm gonna melee it a few times and get it low, right? Watch me shoot it. You'll see how much faster it is. 300 milliseconds, right? The previous one was 630. That's twice as fast. Albeit, I have shitty aim, but you'll see in these featured minions that it's much faster to aim down sights, and you won't get as many denies from the enemy team, right? Which makes you win. Alright, this next tip is how you get stacks in lane in your bomb. Even though I do play gun Bebop, stacks help a lot. So imagine this guy is hiding around those pillars back there, right? And I want to get a stack on him. I go up to this minion over here, I put my bomb on him. And the important part here, you wait for the third beep. You uppercut it, and by the time it lands, it'll explode right in front of his face and he can't dodge away. That's the most important part. Wait for him to dodge when you put it on the minion, and then throw it right at him and he can't dodge it again. Next part is for the ult, right? You're in lane, you're fighting this guy, you hook him, you laser him a little bit, and he's slow and running away. The best thing to do here, besides chasing him and like hitting a hook if it's off the down, if he's running through a long corridor, you just want to use your ult because it can like AoE around corners, right? Watch when I use it on this guy. You'll notice that even though they are trying to run away, your ult will AoE around corners and damage them as they're running, so you can get that kill if they're really low, right? That's probably the best like finisher. Next tip is for ganking, right? Your teammate's there, walking down lane farming minions. You see the enemy walking down lane farming minions, right? He doesn't even know you're there. He's too busy focusing on your teammate. You play behind cover, hook him like this, and just gank him, he's dead. If you have a teammate like Wraith or Mo and Krill, for example, all they have to do is ult, and then you get a free kill. And then you can go kill the Guardian because you have high DPS at this point. The best way to gank is like behind walls, and you just jump out, hook them, knock them to your team. That's probably the best ganking tip. Alright, here's the longest section. This is the build. Let me kill those minions so they don't make too much noise. Rapid rounds. Cheap, good stats. Simple as that, right? Overall, it's just a DPS increase. It's a lot for 500 souls. It's really good for lane. The next one I'll talk about is Swift Striker. It's very good. 22% fire rate, 10% ammo. It's just good. Next is like Spirit Strike. If I'm getting beat in lane and I want to beat on some people, Spirit Strike. If I'm getting poked down, extra regen, you know? These are very simple things. Everybody builds the same stuff for their lane. Swift Striker is good on Bebop. Then you go bullet damage, and then you go bullet lifesteal. In that order every time. Mystic is good for damage. The boots are actually extremely good. They have nothing bad about them, and they upgrade into enduring speed, which I like a lot. Alright, next you got Tesla bullets. Good for farming, helps you with jungle, gives you a shitload of damage. 14% is not nothing to sniff at, you know? It's pretty good. The next one I'll be buying is Burst Fire. That, again, damage, and you get to dash around real nice, which is fun. I like sliding. Magazine gives you ammo, gives you damage. It's that simple. It's so much damage, actually. It's insane. I'd upgrade into enduring speed almost every game. The sprint speed's just so noticeable. Combat barrier is also pretty good if you're getting shot a lot, and it also gives you damage if you're not getting shot, so it's just good nonetheless. Late game, glass cannon, lucky shot, siphon bullets, leech, all of it is just more damage and more sustain. It's the same shit. If you're rich, you can buy Echo Shard, but I don't really do that. Armor is so OP, I just buy that instead. Everything else is pretty optional. Like, if I'm in lane, I build in this order. Like, Rapid Rounds, Spirit Strike, Swift Striker, Mystic Burst, Bullet Shred, Life Steal, Regen if I'm getting shit on. And then just the core shit. Like, there's nothing much to say. You can sell that if you want to, if you don't have any flex slots. I don't like to because it's 9%. That's a lot for 500 gold, or souls. This build is expensive. You gotta farm a lot. But once you get to the late game, you just start mowing people down. Veilwalker is extremely good for ganking, and everything else about this build is optional pretty much. Like, all you need are the damage items. Everything else, up to you. If you want to buy Knockdown, if you want to buy Echo Shard, Curse, it's up to you. All you gotta buy is the bullet shit. You know? I don't know why I cut. Oh yeah, I paused the game. That's why I cut. Yeah, this is just the full build. You'll see. Let's do this. Hook somebody like a Vindicta late game. They'll die within half a second. It's insane. Echo Shard's fun. I can't really blame it. You know, I can't really make fun of it. If you're rich, you can buy the spirit power items. They're very strong in Bebop. I don't normally get there because we end out games early, but they're good nonetheless. And this is just full build for an example to show you guys the damage of it. This is the full combo pretty much. Like, they're going to be moving a lot more and you're going to miss bullets, but it's still like 5,000 damage if you don't hit everything. You'll see this guy, he just gets shredded. Especially if you hit headshots, like, increases your damage a lot. The funnest part about Bebop, hook your teammates, hands down. It's so fun. You can just kidnap them, send them to the turret. It's awesome. If you really want to, you can throw them to the enemy team, just completely troll them. Wouldn't recommend it because you'll lose games and make your friends mad, but it is funny. Keep in mind, you can hook your teammates. So if you're trying to hook the enemy behind your teammates, if you have like a fat Abrams, you'll hook him instead, and it sucks. One other thing about Bebop is he's a very good support. If you are good at Bebop's hooks, you can completely save your teammates. This guy is getting trapped by that enemy over there. You hook him, he's gone before we can even do anything about it. It's very convenient. Or you can just get him killed. That also happens. It's kind of fun. Now I'm going to go through the abilities. Uppercut, it's nice. You can see cooldown, and then it gives you bonus damage, and then it gives you mags. And that's a lot of damage. 60% damage, twice the range, and then fast speed up, just for level 2, is insane. When you uppercut somebody, you'll see the mag. It goes up to 187, I think, or roughly that. This is how long it takes to empty a mag without any bonuses, like after your full build. After you hook somebody and it fills up your mag, it takes so long to finish off a mag. You'll basically only have to do it once a fight. It's really strong. You can just completely mow down an enemy team if you really need to. It's just really nice. Next, we'll go through the hook. The hook is awesome. It also gives you bonus damage, but that's at level 1, which is extremely nice for lane. So what you'll do, you'll put 1 point in hook, and then you get your first item, you hook somebody, and you just shred them. It's awesome. The hook, cooldown reduction, extra range, nothing too special about it. Bombs, they stack damage, they silence people, it's like whatever, everybody knows about the bombs. The next thing we talk about is his ult, which I don't use that often. I probably should use it more, but I go GunBop, so it's very useless. It's still good for chasing people down or wave clearing if you really need to, but that's mostly it. Back to the behind cover thing, it's so important to play behind cover like this. You can get so many free kills, I just keep it in mind. Another thing, when you have Veilwalker, ganking is free. They just can't, if they're not like running around, it's a free hook and usually a free kill. One thing to keep in mind, right, is when you're in a team fight, you can't uppercut your teammates if you uppercut an enemy at the same time. So don't worry about throwing your teammates mid-fight unless you really want to. You can do it solo, but it'll never happen on accident. That's the guide. Hook people, shoot people, kill people, in any order. That's it. Peace out, guys.